I told my sister she could crash at my place for a week. That was 6 months ago. Vanessa showed up at my door with 2 suitcases and mascara running down her face. Her boyfriend kicked her out, she said. Just needed somewhere to stay while she figured things out. 1 week, max. I had a spare bedroom, and she was my little sister, so I didn't hesitate. My girlfriend Kristen helped her unpack that night and made her feel welcome. We ordered pizza, watched movies, and Vanessa kept thanking us for being her angels. I told her family takes care of family. That was the last time she thanked me for anything. By day 3, Vanessa had rearranged my living room furniture because the feng shui was wrong. By day 5, she complained that Kristen's cooking used too much garlic. By week 2, she'd taken over the main bathroom and told me the spare one had better lighting for her skincare routine. I kept waiting for her to mention apartment hunting. She never did. When I asked about her job search, she said the market was brutal and she needed time to heal emotionally first. Meanwhile, my grocery bills tripled. My electricity bill doubled. Vanessa ran the AC at 62 degrees and took 45-minute showers. She ate my meal prep containers and replaced them with nothing. She borrowed Kristen's clothes without asking and returned them stained. Every time I brought up a timeline for moving out, she'd start crying about how nobody wanted her and I was just like everyone else. Our mom would call and guilt me about being patient with my struggling sister, so I stayed patient. That was my mistake. Month 3 was when things got weird. Vanessa started commenting on my relationship with Kristen. Little things at first. Suggesting Kristen dressed too conservatively, mentioning that I deserved someone more ambitious, asking if I ever got bored. Kristen noticed it too and asked if we could set some boundaries. I agreed, but kept putting off the conversation. Then I came home one Friday to find Vanessa having wine with some guy on my couch. She introduced him as Derek, her new friend. I recognized him. He was Kristen's coworker, the one Kristen said gave her creepy vibes at the office holiday party. Vanessa smiled sweetly and said they'd matched on a dating app. Small world, right? Kristen was furious when she found out. She said Vanessa was doing it on purpose, inserting herself into every corner of our lives. I defended my sister because I didn't want to believe it. But then Derek started showing up constantly. He'd bring Vanessa flowers using my address. They'd be cuddled up when I got home from work. Once I walked in on them in my bedroom. Vanessa said her room didn't have a TV. I told her I'd buy her one. She said don't bother. Derek just got her a 55-inch. She was moving it into the spare room permanently. That's when I noticed her suitcases were gone, replaced by a full dresser, a vanity, and framed photos of her on my walls where my pictures used to hang. I finally snapped when our landlord called. He said my lease didn't allow long-term guests and neighbors had complained about noise. I confronted Vanessa and told her she had 2 weeks to find somewhere else. She laughed in my face, said she'd already talked to Mom about how I was treating her, that Mom agreed I was being heartless. Then she showed me texts where Mom was offering to pay Vanessa's portion of my rent if I let her stay. My own mother was negotiating with my sister behind my back. Vanessa leaned close and whispered that I should be careful because Derek's cousin was a lawyer and squatters' rights were real. I looked at this stranger wearing my sister's face and realized I'd let a parasite into my home. I called the landlord back and told him I was breaking my lease. Kristen and I found a new apartment across town in 2 weeks. We moved out while Vanessa was at brunch with Derek. She called screaming when she came back to an empty unit. I blocked her number and haven't spoken to her since.